What is up, guys? It's Mature DD, and we're going to do a little account update overview of my free-to-play account. So we are rank 46, which means we have gotten Deacon Armstrong. Absolutely fantastic. I love this character. I have booked him a little bit, but the main use of Deacon Armstrong is going to be that he has a speed lead aura for all battles. I can use him in whatever I want. Biggest thing is arena. So if you did not start with Wukong and you started with my promo code, you will have Deacon. We're going to talk about if you used a different promo code or whatever and do not have the same characters I do. But today we're going to be talking about arena and getting a little bit of your arena team set up and just some of the strategies that people use to push through and get up into the point where they're able to get the character arbiter. So progress update as of right now. My missions look like this. I am to a point where I need to get another champion up to level 60. I've 6-starred 3 different characters, including Kale, so 2 other characters since we 6-starred them, and then now it's just going to be going through and finishing up all these missions, and then once you're done with this batch of missions, you will have one last set of missions. That is a disaster. They can take forever. The hardest part of those missions is going to be the arena fight. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to throw the raid intro thingy in here, and then I'll meet you back here to talk about arena. Now's your chance to become part of my team by clicking my link in the description to get the free legendary Elenaril as well as Vergis, Tagoar, and Deacon Armstrong as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Player and Play on your PC and uninstall. Then click the link in the description and register using a new email address. From there, launch raid, complete the tutorial, then go to your mailbox and claim your first champ. Lastly, use the promo code Desert Queen to get the insane Void Legendary Tagoar for free on top of all those other free champions. That's all you need to do to get these awesome free champs. So click my link in the description now before it expires. Okay, so to get into a general arena team for the beginning of the game, I'm going to go in, and some of you guys will have started with different characters. Some of you have started with Sun Wukong, some with Tholen, some with Tuanaric. Whatever the character is, they're going to either fill whatever role of damage dealer. You'll have to know what kind of character that is at this point. So Tuanaric, for example, not really a damage dealer. You can kind of put some on her. She can do great damage, but she isn't going to do an AoE attack or attack all the enemies, whereas your starting character will, whether it's Gallic, whether it's Aethel, whether it's Elhain, or whatever the other one I didn't name was, Kale, I think is the one I didn't say. They all have an AoE attack that should do really good damage. Now, to get your team set up, generally you'll want your decreased defense going first, and then you're going to want your damage dealer to go second. There are a bunch of other ways to do this. If you have a character that gives increased attack, so there is the character War Priest you get at the beginning of the game, you can go in and have your decrease defense go and then get attack buff and then go for extra damage. One of the reasons why Deacon Armstrong is so good, if any of you guys started with my code, you will be able to utilize him. If you didn't start with my code, War Maiden is the general character for the AoE decrease defense, but there are some other roles you can place within that team, and that would be your turn meter push up and push back of your opponent. So from here, we're going to look at Deacon. Deacon on his skill 3 is going to fill the turn meter of all your allies, so it pushes all your characters up to take the turn above your opponent, and then decreases turn meter of all enemies. Both those skills combined, or both those abilities combined in a skill, equals 30%. So that is a huge boost up above your opponent, which means you can build your damage dealer potentially slower to be able to deal more damage to the opponent. They usually still need to be on speed boots though. Now from there, couple of other things you can do is have Deacon Armstrong push up, and then he is going to get an extra turn, and he's going to put a decreased defense on all enemies for 2 turns. One of the bad parts is an 80% chance of placing it. You can get that a little bit higher within his masteries, but overall it's not going to be 100%. So a little inconsistency there, but it should be fine. Whereas in comparison, if you do not have Deacon Armstrong, you can just get the character War Maiden, and War Maiden is going to have a 75% chance of placing decreased defense for 2 turns, and they're both the big ones, so both of them have a relatively good chance of landing it. Both great characters. Now, with War Maiden, it is easier to skill her up, whereas Deacon, to get his skills up, you're going to need epic skill tomes, which I still need 1 tome, hopefully. There's still 1 that needs to go here, and then 1 here. Hopefully, we just get the one that goes here. And then from there, couple of the other things you can do with your arena team is if you have a character that places stun. So you can either get a stun set for a character that deals AoE damage, or you can just have something that has stun within their kit. So one of the strongest characters for General Arena is a character called Armans. Armans has an AoE stun and turn meter pushback of the opponent, and he can polymorph, which is turning something into a sheep to where they're basically useless for a turn. And there's more to the ability than that, but just a quick explanation. Anything with turn meter manipulation of your opponent or pushing up your team and having them go first, or any kind of debuff to make it to where your opponent can't take turns would be fantastic. So you're going to have to go through the characters you've pulled up to this point and build your team. We're all going to have completely different teams. There's nothing you could do to prevent that. If any of you guys have summoned, you're going to have different things. I'm using just my general promo code characters, so any of you that did use my promo code, your team will look very, very similar to mine. Now, going in, I'm just going to do a couple arena fights. So within here, we're just going to go to this first one. There's only 2 characters here. It's fine. But the idea is whenever we go in, our Deacon is going to go first, and then he's going to get the extra turn, push them back, push me up, and as you see, he didn't land anything. I need some more accuracy. If you get a banner on your character, which is once you get them to 6-star awakening, they are going to be able to get additional speed from that banner, and you can have accuracy to have a higher chance of landing your skill. I actually can't believe I got resistant on both those because I do have an accuracy chest on my Deacon, so that's kind of painful. But going in, so here is a team that is pretty strong. They have 110 power. Let's see if we can beat it. Ludix is very hard to deal with, so let's see if we can. We didn't get any decreased defenses, so that Ludix Ardor is going to end up beating us, it looks like. There's nothing I can do to stop this. Yeah, that's a ton of damage. That dies. He dies. Ludix Ardor is gonna... Oh, we actually killed the Ludix. So we were fast enough that now my Tagoar should solo this. Well, actually, I have my Luminicity as well, but we should be fine from here. But by going first above them, we were able to take out enough threats to where I set myself up to be able to win, and that person was, in theory, way, way stronger than me. They have a way better team setup. So now some of the other things you can do within your team is... So as you see, I have 2 damages. I have my Luminicity and I have my Kale. You can put a reviving character here if that's going to help you out. So 2 of the characters I could replace would be Tagoar, and I could replace Luminicity. I could put Tagoar as a reviver, and some kind of control character, if I have something that can stun the opponent, would be great to replace either of them with. And then also some kind of character that gives attack buff. So if you're going to bring a character that gives attack buff, a good example would be Arbiter. It's a character we're going for within the missions, which I'll go show her in a second. I'm making a whole video over all the characters that are free that you'll get over time for progressing through the game. But the Arbiter gives attack buff and combat readiness push up to your team, which is huge. It would replace Deacon. The thing is, you could use Arbiter and Deacon though on the team together, because then you're getting attack buff and you're getting pushback. But the speed tuning you would need to do is have your Deacon go first and your attack buffer go, and then your damage dealer, and then potentially a reviver or some kind of control character would be great here. And if you have questions about what could work, what could not work, you can comment them down below and I can try to help, or you could join the Discord and ask in there. But those are just your general arena teams. There's nothing special. Now, to climb arena, this is one thing that is very hard to do. You're going to go into fights and you're going to lose them. So there's some RNG within this. One of the biggest things you can do is look at the team power. Go look at team power, figure out which ones, like this one's 146k, probably not going to beat it. Team power doesn't mean everything, but the safer thing is go for the lower team power until you know the characters. So this guy is 51,000, so I can go in. It's a very similar team to mine, and then see, I was able to go first. I pushed them back, got all 4 decreased defenses, and then I take a counterattack from Tholan, but then we dunk and it's over. So I can go through, try to find those, and you get a refresh every 15 minutes. This is what a lot of the players that try to push to get Arbiter done or any of those challenges for doing arena is they sit with their game open and a timer on their phone probably to see when the refresh is free again. You can just keep doing this every 15 minutes. If you don't wait, you have to spend 5 gems. Just wait. Don't waste your 5 gems. I know that you may want to do this just to finish up a challenge, but try to not do any gems for refreshes. You can if you want. But going in, just go through and find the different characters that team power is lower. In your ideal situation, you want to get into gold. With getting into gold, you're going to be able to start earning more of the tokens, which you will come into the Great Hall and you will upgrade in the Great Hall. You want to pick one of these, which the usual one is accuracy for magic. Just to go to get this boosted up all the way. Accuracy is one of the most important things you can do. Crit damage seems like it'd be really good, but everyone always says to do accuracy. But then these we have to level up for one of the missions. You have to get each one to level 1. I think there was one that needed level 2 attack. But from here, one of the missions within Arbiter missions, or the upcoming missions that you're going to have to do, is leveling your accuracy all the way up. These are, by the way, skill effects that affect everything. So getting these boosted up, your characters, all of them of that type will get all of these stat bonuses for everything. It's absolutely huge. And then you get your arena bonuses or area bonuses once you reach level 50, which you get from doing live arena. But this is a lot of extra stat for your account and takes a very long time to level up. But going back in, the whole goal is getting to gold arena and just trying to fish out teams of people who only put one character on their defense or level 1s or really weak defenses for you to fight. So going in to upgrade this, as you see, this costs 150 silver, and then it starts costing a ton of gold. It took me like 8 months. There's somebody did this, another content creator did this in 30 days. They finished the entire up to level 10 on this in 30 days. It is possible. I personally did not really push this at all. And you can enjoy the game without doing this, not a huge deal. If you want to really get Arbiter, then I would suggest putting more time into it, but you don't have to do all of this. I mean, eventually you do, but you don't have to rush it. But if you rush it, you do get Arbiter, which is a super, super good character, especially for new accounts. So you need to upgrade this all the way, which is going to take you a long time, which means you need to keep burning arena flags. One thing you can do with that is go into your arena, and some people, like I was saying, will set one character defenses. So going through here, we don't have any on this roster. Once you get to gold, it's more common to see those because some people don't want to climb too high. The idea of putting one character defenses on your team, so one character defense would be, I would take all these off and just put a level 1 character. And then that way I'm getting attacked constantly, and as you get attacked, your rank is going to decrease, meaning that you're going to be able to fight easier opponents. The problem is silver tokens are not worth nearly as much as gold tokens when you're trying to upgrade your area hall. So you can do that if you have a challenge that's get X amount of wins within that period to progress on the challenges. You could try to switch to one-man defense on these later challenges and go through and get the wins. But overall, you want to try to make sure you get to gold and stay in gold to continue to earn these gold medals, because these gold medals are worth infinitely more than just trying to farm silver medals all the way up. So that is a general arena outlook. Again, if you guys have any questions of what team comp you can do, just ask below. But the general thing would be some kind of decreased defense, turn booster, attack buff, and then your core damage dealer. And you can manipulate and switch off and go into some kind of reviving character like Ludic's Ardor. That was a free character that came out recently. But if you're following through my promo code, you're going to have pretty much the same team as me for right now, unless you pulled an additional character. But the biggest thing for this is just put these two, and then you can manipulate the other two to be whatever you want them, whether it's control, attack buff, preferably some kind of stun character would be huge for you, just so you can lock down the opponent and not have to worry about taking the extra damage. Having a reviver, you have to get through all the damage and still get the revive off on top of all the debuffs, which is a pain. But that is just a general arena. So that's a little bit of account progression as to where I'm at. I'll go and show real quick to wrap up the video what we're looking like. I was able to get a soul from Tagoar. Again, every time the Altar of Souls refreshes, try to come in here and see if there's any characters that you own that you could buy a soul for. I still have 10 left over. That I could potentially get an epic character. I'm really hoping to see Tagoar within this, or a Kale over here. But I was able to get this. I have not decided on which blessing I get for her yet, but it's going to give her a ton more HP. And then we do have the 5-star blessing on Liminici with our Brimstone, which is helping a ton. And what I'm currently working on the most right now is, one, getting these two characters up to level 50 or 60, and then I'm trying to get these two characters level 60, so I'm farming campaign a little bit on, but the biggest thing I'm currently working on is farming Minotaur 15 for masteries. So I am going to be sitting, any repeat battles I get per day, I immediately go in and throw them into Minotaur, and then once I get my characters to level 60, I'll start going through these missions again. But I'm at the point where it's a lot of grinding. I will probably start using some of my gems for refreshing. I'm starting to get a pretty good stockpile. Things I still need to do though are upgrade my gem mine and upgrade my guardian ring. I may end up buying an extra one of these soon, but I do have Mordecai that I am going to be building up. Other than that though, no other characters I'm really working on. One thing to watch out for is if you get Aethel, Gallic, or Elhine, those are the 4 starter characters of the game. They are fantastic 3 stars to level up because you want to be able to start making a little progress within Faction Wars. So for Faction Wars, for example, today, I will probably go in and get these 3 characters set up, or 4 characters set up. Apothecary, I forgot about him, and start trying to push through and just put their gear, whatever I can put on them, up to level 12, gear sets that kind of make sense, and then push up as far as I can to start getting as many rewards from this as possible. I'm going to end up getting more chickens, more energy, and more summons. Faction War rewards are fantastic, so they're definitely something to start working toward as you can. I talked a little bit about it in the last episode of the guide series that we're doing. I don't know if this is technically an episode of a guide series or an account update. I don't know. I'll throw it in the guide section. I don't think it'll hurt anything. But that's all I have for this video. If there's anything specific you want me to cover next, let me know. I'm currently working on a million things on the account at once, but still trying to focus on that core team. And I'm able to, if you're curious, for Minotaur, we're able to do up to stage 15. Spider's Den, I'm able to do up to stage 13. I can beat 13, but I didn't want to sit here for 34 hours while I waited for it to beat it. But I am going to be building my Mordecai since he's an HP burn character. It's going to help tremendously with Spider's Den. In terms of Dragon's Lair, I am able to farm stage 13 if I need to for a tournament. And then Ice Golem, haven't touched it. And same with my Fire's Ninth Castle, have not touched it outside of when it tells me to do a mission. In terms of Arcane Keep, I can do probably up to stage 15 now. I only farm these during times of the missions that have popped up, or I did farm a little bit extra to get my Awakenings on my Luminicity, but I do need to go and get my Tagoar up to 6-star Awakening, Luminicity 6-star Awakening, Tuanric once I 6-star, and that Deacon. So that is my current projects. It's going to take me a while. I will have a couple extra videos in between this video and the next account update slash maybe it'll be a spider guide as the characters you can use, or I'm not sure which one yet will be next video. If you guys have suggestions of what you need, let me know. I'll get that out instead. But that's all I have. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.